It was a normal afternoon in the streets of Doha until loud explosions shook not just Qatar but the whole world. Operation Summit of Fire. Netanyahu's unprecedented attack has stirred a geopolitical storm. In a shocking escalation, the Israel Defense Forces carried out airstrikes in the heart of Qatar's capital, Doha, targeting Hamas's senior leadership. It is the first time Israel has ever struck inside Qatar, a Gulf state that has played a central role in mediating between Hamas and Israel since the October 7th attacks. So why did Israel strike now? What happened in Doha, and what does this mean for the wider region? On September 9th, around 3 p.m. local time, multiple explosions rocked Doha. Thick black smoke rose over the skyline as Israeli fighter jets struck a building on Wadi Rawdan Street near the West Bay Lagoon district. The Israeli military said it was a precise strike on Hamas leaders, using precision munitions and involving as many as 15 fighter jets. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claimed full responsibility, calling it an independent Israeli operation, targeting those directly responsible for the October 7th massacre.
At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas. These are the same terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th. On this day, as in previous days, Israel acted wholly independently, and we take full responsibility for this action. And this action can open the door to an end of the war in Gaza. Israel has accepted the proposal put forward by President Trump to end the war, beginning with the immediate release of all our hostages, which have been held in the dungeons of Gaza for 700 days. If President Trump's proposal is accepted, the war can end immediately.
The strike came just 24 hours after one of the deadliest shootings in Jerusalem in recent years, where 6 Israelis were killed and 8 others injured by Palestinian gunmen. According to Israeli sources, the attack was meant to hit Hamas's top command. Men like Khalil al-Hayya, the Gaza commander, Zahir Jabarin, who oversees Hamas operations in the West Bank, and Khaled Mashal, the group's exiled political head. They had reportedly gathered in Doha to discuss a new US-backed hostage and ceasefire proposal. But Hamas says its negotiating team survived. Instead, 6 others were killed, including Humam al-Hayya, the son of chief negotiator Khalil al-Hayya, several aides, and a Qatari security officer. Hamas accused Netanyahu of sabotaging peace talks, saying the strike showed he has no interest in any agreement. Qatar reacted furiously, calling the strike reckless, cowardly, and a blatant violation of sovereignty. The government said it endangers not only Qatar, but the stability of the entire region. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Majed Al-Ansari stressed that Qatar will not tolerate this reckless behavior and promised a full investigation.
The state of Qatar affirms that it will not tolerate any infringement on its sovereignty or territorial integrity. It will respond firmly to any reckless breach or attack that threatens its security and the stability of the region. Qatar reserves the right to respond to this blatant aggression and will take all necessary measures to do so.
This marks a stunning rupture. For more than a decade, Qatar has hosted Hamas's political bureau and acted as a key go-between for hostage and ceasefire negotiations. Israel insists it acted alone, but given the huge American military presence at Al Udeid Air Base near Doha, Washington was informed of the strikes in advance. President Donald Trump said the US was notified, but by the time he asked Steve Witkoff to inform Qatar, it was too late. He distanced himself from the attack, saying, "It was a decision by Netanyahu, not by me."
Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. President Trump immediately directed Special Envoy Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. The president views Qatar as a strong ally and friend of the United States and feels very badly about the location of this attack. President Trump wants all of the hostages in Gaza and the bodies of the dead released, and this war to end now. President Trump also spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu after the attack. The Prime Minister told President Trump that he wants to make peace, and quickly. President Trump believes this unfortunate incident could serve as an opportunity for peace. The president also spoke to the Emir and Prime Minister of Qatar and thanked them for their support and friendship to our country. He assured them that such a thing will not happen again on their soil.
Still, the late notification angered Qatar, and it raises questions about America's reliability as an ally in the Gulf. Trump later told reporters, "We want the hostages back, but we are not thrilled with the way this went down today."
I'm not thrilled about the whole situation. It's not a good situation. But I will say this, we want the hostages back, but we are not thrilled about the way that went down today.
The Arab world united to condemn Israel's unprecedented attack. The UAE warned the attack was a threat to regional security. China, Turkey, France, and the UK also criticized Israel's move. Countries like India urged restraint and appealed for peace in the region. Analysts say the strike risks inflaming tensions between the US and its Arab allies. Already, countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE have been diversifying their ties, leaning more on China and Russia. Now, with Qatar directly hit, mistrust toward Washington could deepen further. For Israel, the strike sends a clear message. It is willing to pursue Hamas leaders anywhere in the world, even at the cost of breaking diplomatic taboos. But it also comes at a price. It may derail ongoing ceasefire and hostage talks, harden Arab opposition, and strain ties with Washington's Gulf allies. Despite the anger, Qatar's leadership says it will continue to push for peace and regional stability, vowing that nothing will derail its role as a mediator. The Doha strike marks a dangerous new phase in Israel's war with Hamas, extending the battlefield beyond Gaza and into the heart of the Gulf. Whether it brings Israel closer to its goals or risks spiraling into a wider regional confrontation remains to be seen.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.